As I'm researching how best to use my money, I know that I'm learning that leaving it in my bank account is not the way to go.
Hey, this is Annie Dickerson with Goodegg Investments. Ready to talk real estate? Let's get cracking. Today we wanted to share with you the story of one of our passive investors, Ani, who, because of the demands and the unique circumstances of his career, was not quite a good fit to be a traditional real estate investor. Now, Ani and his wife could have just written off real estate altogether, but they wanted to put their money to work for them to diversify outside of the stock market. And they wanted to see what options were out there to take their investing game to the next level. Well, one rabbit hole led to another, and they eventually found multifamily syndication and passive real estate investing as a way to build wealth for their family while still being able to live overseas and focus on what's most important in life. Listen in as Ani tells his story. He drops some real gems, and I think you'll get a lot out of it.
When you're posted overseas, you're typically posted there for anywhere between 2 and 4 years, but the average is around 3. You represent the U.S. government, you're a diplomat, so the work is interesting. Many of the people around me own homes, but of course, when they go overseas, they have to leave their houses. But instead of selling their houses, they rented them out, and assuming that the rent was enough to cover the mortgage and then some, they had passive income. So I thought, wow, this is really interesting. Maybe this is something that we could look into. My wife and I could look into. After a few years, we were working and we were saving and we were thinking, okay, where do we want to place down roots? Where do we want to buy a house? The house purchasing process seems very daunting, and the idea of having a mortgage for 15 to 30 years was just not really appealing. So that's when I sort of veered into researching what other options are out there for people who had money that wanted to invest in real estate, but did not necessarily want to have to deal with a 30-year mortgage. After doing some research, we eventually found Goodegg Investments. So far, the experience has been great. I stumbled across one of your videos online on YouTube when I typed in real estate syndication. So I said, oh, this looks interesting. And I'm really glad that I found that link. So far, I invested in 2 deals via Goodegg Investments, both of them in South Carolina. And I'm excited about where they're going. They look like a really good team. And the sub-market looks really good. So yeah, I'm optimistic.
That is an incredible journey, and I commend you for jumping in and actually investing in those deals, because I think a lot of people sit on the sidelines and they get into the analysis paralysis, and they look at a lot of deals, but they don't ever pull the trigger. So tell me, now that you've invested in some deals, once you've started seeing that passive income come in, how has that changed your life?
When I stumbled upon passive investing in multifamily apartments, I thought, wow, this seems like a perfect fit, but it almost seems too good to be true.
Yeah, we hear that a lot.
Yeah, I have the memory of making that analysis, looking around, seeing what is the best thing for my situation, and just jumping in, because not doing anything is actually, in my mind, more risky than doing something. So when it came to jumping into real estate, the real estate syndications, I did my research, and I found folks that I was comfortable investing with. But again, that same calculation came up. Well, not doing anything is not leaving my money in the stock market, seeing the relatively returns of the stock market, and with that calculation, I kind of wiped away all other fears and concerns. And I said, all right, as long as I am comfortable with the people that I am investing with,
right.
And I should say that Goodegg Investments really kind of helped me to get there. Just the services that you offer, the fact that you all invest in the syndication deals as well. That went a long way in giving me some peace of mind.
I want to reiterate two things that you said that I think are so important. One is that you said, and you said it twice, is that doing nothing is riskier than doing something. And it's absolutely true, is that, you know, if your money is just sitting there, it's probably actually losing you money versus taking a chance and putting your money to work for you. And then the other thing that really resonated with me is that, you know, it's not about what you invest in, but it's about who you invest with. And that's such a big part of what we do, and in creating these partnerships and finding these great opportunities for our investors. So I'm so glad that you brought both of those things up.
When that first payment was electronically sent to my bank account, I was like, "Holy crap! This is cool."
And I'm so glad you did that. You took a chance, you dove in, and you're seeing the fruit of all of your research and your labor. And so hopefully we will continue to have the opportunity to partner together in the future. Thank you so much for your time, Ani, and for sharing your story with the Goodegg community.
Of course, it's my pleasure.